Hello, and welcome back to Speak English Daily.
Hi, everyone. We are very happy to see you here today.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're talking about something that almost every person struggles with at some point in life: confidence. Not fake confidence, not loud confidence. Real confidence, the kind that helps you speak when you feel nervous, the kind that helps you try again after you fail. Maybe right now you feel shy. Maybe you compare yourself to other people. Maybe you think, I am just not a confident person. If that sounds like you, stay with us, because today we're going to show you that confidence is not something you are born with. It's something you build.
I like that. You build it, like a muscle.
Yes, like a muscle. And here's the thing, nobody starts strong. When you see someone speaking smoothly or walking into a room without fear, you don't see their beginning, you see the result. You don't see the nights they felt insecure. You don't see the mistakes. You don't see the small steps they took when no one was watching.
That's true. People think confidence is natural, but many confident people were once very quiet.
I was one of them. When I was younger, I was afraid to speak in class. My hands would shake, my voice would become weak. I thought everyone was judging me, so I stayed silent. And the more I stayed silent, the less confident I felt. It was a cycle.
I had a similar experience. For me, it was speaking English in public. I knew grammar, I knew vocabulary, but when it was time to speak, my mind went blank. I was afraid to make mistakes.
And that fear is powerful. Fear can make you believe that you are not good enough. It can make you believe that other people are better than you. But today, we're going to break that belief, step by step.
So let me ask you something. What does confidence mean to you?
For me, confidence means taking action even when you feel uncomfortable. It doesn't mean you are never scared. It means you move forward anyway. A confident person still feels doubt. The difference is they don't let doubt control them.
That's important because many people think confidence means zero fear, but that's not real life.
Not at all. Confidence grows when you do small, brave things, when you say one sentence in a meeting, when you introduce yourself to someone new, when you try again after a mistake. These moments look small, but inside they are huge, because every small action sends a message, I am capable.
So if someone feels they have zero confidence right now, what should they understand first?
They should understand this. There is nothing wrong with them. Confidence is not a personality type. It is a skill, and skills can be learned. You don't wake up confident one morning. You practice it daily.
I like that word, practice, because that means it's possible. It means it's not magic, it's repetition.
Yes, and during this episode, we're going to talk about why some people feel they start from zero, what blocks confidence, and how to slowly build it in real life, not in theory, in real situations.
So if you're listening and thinking, I want to feel stronger, I want to speak without fear, I want to believe in myself, then stay with us, because this conversation might change the way you see yourself.
Let's talk about what confidence really is, because many people misunderstand it. Some people think confidence means being loud, or being the center of attention, or never feeling nervous. But that's not true. Confidence is quiet sometimes. It can be calm. It can be simple. At its core, confidence means trusting yourself, trusting that you can handle a situation even if it feels new or uncomfortable.
So confidence is more about trust than personality.
Yes, think about a child learning to ride a bicycle. The first time, they are scared. They fall, they feel pain, but after many tries, they start to believe, I can do this. That belief comes from experience, not from talent. The same thing happens with confidence in life.
That makes sense. So confidence is built through action, not thinking.
Right. Overthinking usually reduces confidence. Action builds it, even small action. Let's take a simple example. Imagine you are afraid to speak English with strangers. The first time you try, your heart beats fast. Maybe you make mistakes, but you survive the conversation. Nothing terrible happens. That experience sends a message to your brain, it's safe. I can do this again.
And then the second time feels a little easier.
Yes, not perfect, just easier. And easier becomes normal. And normal becomes comfortable. This is how confidence grows, slowly, step by step.
So what this really means is that confidence is not a feeling you wait for. It is something you create.
Exactly. Many people say, when I feel confident, I will start. But the truth is the opposite. You start first, then confidence follows. If you wait to feel ready, you might wait forever.
That's powerful, because many people delay their dreams. They think, I will apply for that job when I feel confident, or I will start that YouTube channel when I feel confident.
Yes, and years pass. Here's the truth. The confident version of you is built by the uncomfortable version of you, the shy version, the nervous version, the beginner version. That person is not weak. That person is in training.
I like that. In training.
Let's also clear another myth. Confidence does not mean you think you are better than others. It means you accept yourself, strengths and weaknesses. You don't need to be perfect to be confident. You just need to be willing to grow.
So if someone feels they have many weaknesses, that doesn't mean they cannot build confidence.
Not at all. In fact, knowing your weaknesses is a strength because then you can improve. Confidence is connected to self-awareness. You understand who you are, you understand what you need to work on, and you don't run away from it.
That's interesting, because sometimes people hide from their weaknesses.
Yes, and hiding creates fear, but facing creates power. When you face something difficult, even if you don't succeed immediately, you build inner strength, and that inner strength becomes confidence.
So let's make it simple for our listeners. Confidence equals trust plus action plus repetition.
That's a good formula, and we're going to go deeper because now we need to ask an important question. If confidence can be built, then why do so many people feel like they are starting from zero?
I think one big reason is comparison. We look at other people and assume they were always strong. We see someone speaking fluent English and we think they are naturally talented. We see someone confident at work and we think they were born like that. But we are comparing our beginning to their progress.
Yes, and comparison can quietly destroy belief, especially today. We scroll through social media and see perfect photos, perfect speeches, perfect lifestyles. But we're not seeing reality. We're seeing a selected moment, a highlight.
And when you compare your everyday life to someone else's highlight, you feel behind.
Exactly, and that feeling of being behind makes you hesitate. You start thinking, why even try? That hesitation becomes inaction, and inaction keeps your confidence low. It becomes a cycle.
So comparison creates doubt, doubt stops action, and no action keeps you stuck.
That's right. Another reason people feel they start from zero is past experience. Maybe someone laughed at them. Maybe a teacher corrected them in a harsh way. Maybe they failed once and decided, this is not for me.
I remember one time in school, I answered a question wrong and some students laughed. It was a small moment, but I felt embarrassed for days.
Those moments stay in our memory, especially when we are younger. If something painful happens, the brain tries to protect us. It says, don't do that again. So we avoid similar situations. But avoidance also stops growth.
So sometimes we are not lacking confidence, we are protecting ourselves from feeling embarrassed again.
Yes, that's a very important point. Your brain is trying to keep you safe, but safety and growth are not always the same. If you always choose safety, you stay comfortable, but comfort does not build strength.
There's also fear of mistakes. Many adults hate making mistakes.
Especially language learners. They want perfect grammar before they speak. They want the perfect sentence before they open their mouth. But perfection is not realistic. Every skilled speaker was once a beginner.
When children learn to walk, nobody expects balance on day one. Falling is part of learning.
Exactly, but adults forget this. We think making a mistake means we are not smart. That belief is false. Mistakes are information. They show you what to improve. Without mistakes, there is no progress.
So what this really means is that people don't start at zero. They start with fear, comparison, and old memories.
Yes, and once you see that clearly, something changes. You stop blaming yourself. Instead, you understand what is blocking you. And when you understand the block, you can remove it step by step.
That's powerful, because if the problem is fear and comparison, then the solution is action and focus, and that's what we're going to explore next.
So now let's move into something practical. If confidence grows through action, then the question becomes simple. What kind of action? Because when someone feels they have zero confidence, big actions feel impossible. You can't tell a shy person to suddenly give a public speech. That won't work. The key is small wins.
Small wins sound simple, but they're powerful.
They are powerful because they change your self-image. Imagine this. Today, you say one sentence in English to a stranger. Just one sentence. Maybe it's short. Maybe it's not perfect, but you do it. That moment becomes evidence. Your brain says, I spoke. Nothing terrible happened. I survived.
And survival builds belief.
Yes. Then tomorrow you say two sentences, or you ask one question in a meeting, or you share one idea with a friend. These actions look small from the outside, but inside they are huge because every small action sends a message, I am capable.
I think many people ignore small progress. They only celebrate big success.
That's a mistake. Big success is built on small, consistent steps. If you only wait for big results, you will feel disappointed. But if you celebrate small courage, you will feel stronger every day.
So what would you suggest for someone who feels very shy right now?
Start with something slightly uncomfortable, not terrifying. There's a difference. Slight discomfort is growth. Extreme fear can stop you completely. For example, if speaking to 10 people feels too scary, speak to one person. If speaking feels too hard, start by asking a simple question. Lower the pressure.
That makes it manageable.
Yes, confidence grows when challenges are realistic. If the challenge is too big, you fail and feel worse. If the challenge is small but meaningful, you succeed and feel stronger. This is how you move from 0 to 1, then from 1 to 2.
I like that idea. From 0 to 1, not 0 to 100.
Exactly. Another powerful tool is preparation. Sometimes low confidence is connected to feeling unprepared. If you have a job interview, practice common questions. If you want to improve your English speaking, prepare simple phrases you can use in daily conversation. Preparation reduces fear.
So preparation is not cheating, it's building support.
Yes, it's smart. Athletes prepare, musicians practice before performing. Why should confidence be different? When you prepare, you feel more stable, and that stability allows you to act.
Let's also talk about body language, because sometimes your body can influence your mind.
That's true. If you always look down, speak softly, and avoid eye contact, your brain receives a message that you are weak. Try this. Stand straight, take a slow breath, speak a little louder than usual. Even if you don't feel confident inside, your body can help you move in that direction.
So confidence is not only mental, it's physical too.
Yes, your thoughts, your actions, and your body all work together. When you change one, the others slowly follow. And remember, progress is not always visible immediately. Some days you will feel strong. Some days you will feel doubt again. That's normal.
The key is not stopping when doubt appears.
Exactly. Doubt will visit you many times. The difference now is that you will not believe every negative thought. You will say, I am still learning. And then you will take another small step.
So, small wins, realistic challenges, preparation, and strong body language. That's a practical starting point. And in the next part, let's show how this looks in a real conversation between two people trying to build confidence.
Let's imagine a real situation. Two friends are sitting in a cafe. One of them feels insecure about speaking English at work. The other friend is trying to help. Listen carefully to how confidence grows inside a normal conversation.
Okay, I'll start as the person who feels unsure.
Go ahead.
I had a meeting today. I wanted to share my idea, but I stayed quiet again.
Why didn't you speak?
I don't know. I was afraid my English wouldn't sound professional. I thought maybe my grammar would be wrong.
Did anyone ask for perfect grammar?
No, but I didn't want to look foolish.
Then let me ask you something. If someone else makes a small mistake while speaking, do you think they are foolish?
No, not really.
Then why do you judge yourself so harshly?
I guess I expect more from myself.
Or maybe you expect perfection, and perfection is heavy. It stops action.
Maybe, but what if they think I'm not qualified?
Did you prepare your idea?
Yes, I wrote some notes before the meeting.
So you had knowledge, you had preparation. The only thing missing was courage for 1 minute.
When you say it like that, it sounds simple.
It is simple. Not easy, but simple. Next time, don't try to speak for 5 minutes. Just say one clear sentence. That's it. One sentence.
And if my voice shakes?
Let it shake. Speak anyway. Most people are focused on their own thoughts. They are not analyzing your voice.
That's probably true.
Also, think about this. Every time you stay silent, you teach yourself that you are incapable. Every time you speak, even briefly, you teach yourself that you are growing.
So the real battle is inside my head.
Yes, and inside battles are won with small actions. Let's practice right now. Say your idea in one sentence.
Okay. I think we should try a shorter marketing video because our audience prefers quick content.
That was clear. Was that foolish?
No.
Was that terrible English?
No, I guess not.
So what stopped you earlier?
Fear. Just fear.
Fear often looks bigger in imagination than in reality. When you act, fear becomes smaller.
I can see that now. Saying it here feels easier.
That's how confidence builds. First in safe spaces, then in bigger spaces. You don't jump into the ocean on day one. You start in shallow water.
So next time in a meeting, my goal is not to be impressive. My goal is to speak once.
Yes. Reduce the goal, increase the action. Over time, the action grows naturally.
I like that. Reduce the goal, increase the action. That feels practical. And honestly, I already feel a little more capable just saying it out loud.
Now, let's talk about something important. Even when you start building confidence, there are habits that can quietly destroy it. You may be taking action, but at the same time, you are doing things that pull you backward.
Like what?
Overthinking is a big one. You replay conversations in your mind. You think, why did I say that? Or I should have used a better word. You analyze every small detail.
I've done that many times. After a conversation, I think about it for hours.
And what happens after those hours of thinking?
I feel worse. I feel embarrassed, even if the conversation was normal.
That's the problem. Overthinking creates problems that don't exist. Most people forget small mistakes quickly, but when you repeat them in your mind, you make them bigger.
So what should someone do instead?
Reflect briefly, then move on. Reflection is healthy. You can ask, what can I improve next time? But don't attack yourself. Don't turn a small mistake into a personal failure.
That connects to negative self-talk, right?
Yes, the way you speak to yourself matters. If you say, I'm so bad at this, your brain believes it. If you say, I'm still learning, your brain stays open. Words shape belief.
Sometimes people don't even notice their self-talk.
Exactly. It becomes automatic. That's why awareness is important. When you catch a negative thought, pause and question it. Ask, is this fact or is this fear? Many times it's fear.
Another habit that kills confidence is perfectionism.
Absolutely. Perfectionism sounds positive, but often it hides insecurity. When you wait for perfect timing, perfect skills, perfect conditions, you delay action, and no action means no growth.
So, imperfect action is better than perfect waiting.
Yes, imperfect action creates experience. Experience creates skill. Skill creates belief. Waiting creates nothing.
What about comparing progress? For example, someone studies English for 6 months and sees another person speaking better after 3 months.
Everyone learns at a different speed. Maybe that other person practices more. Maybe they have more exposure. Maybe they started earlier without telling you. You don't see their full story.
So, comparison again becomes a trap.
Yes, compare yourself only to your past self. Ask, am I slightly better than last month? That is enough. Progress does not need to be dramatic. It needs to be consistent.
Let's talk about quitting too soon.
That's another silent enemy. Confidence is not built in 1 week. If you try something for 5 days and stop because you don't feel different, you lose the chance to see results. Growth is slow at the beginning.
Like going to the gym, you don't see muscles in 1 week.
Exactly. But if you continue for months, change becomes visible. The same with confidence. Repetition builds strength. The first few attempts feel awkward. That's normal.
So, to protect your confidence, avoid overthinking, control negative self-talk, stop chasing perfection, reduce comparison, and don't quit early.
Yes, and remember, confidence is fragile at the beginning. Treat it with patience. Encourage yourself the way you would encourage a friend. Support your growth instead of criticizing it.
That's powerful, because if you become your own supporter instead of your own critic, you create a safer space inside your mind, and that space makes it easier to take the next step.
Now, let's make this practical again. If someone listening right now says, okay, I understand confidence better, but what do I do every day? We need to give them a simple routine, not something complicated, something realistic.
I like routines. They remove confusion.
Good. So here's a 5-step confidence routine you can follow daily. First, choose one small challenge for the day, just one. It could be starting a short conversation, asking one question in class, sharing one opinion. Keep it small but meaningful.
So step 1 is one small challenge.
Yes. Step 2, prepare for that challenge. If it's speaking English, think of 2 or 3 sentences before you speak. If it's a meeting, write your main point in simple words. Preparation reduces fear.
That already feels manageable.
Step 3, take one physical action before the moment. Stand straight, take a slow, deep breath, relax your shoulders. This tells your body you are safe.
I've noticed breathing really helps calm the mind.
It does. Step 4, take the action even if you feel nervous. Do not wait for confidence to appear. Act while feeling uncomfortable. That is where growth happens.
So the goal is not to feel calm, the goal is to act.
Exactly. And step 5, reflect gently after. Ask yourself, what went well, not what was wrong. Focus on what you did right, even if it's small.
That's important. Many people skip that last part.
Yes, and without reflection, you miss the lesson. Confidence grows when your brain notices success. If you never acknowledge progress, you won't feel stronger.
Let's imagine someone follows this routine for 30 days.
If they are consistent, they will see change. Not dramatic change in 1 week, but after a month, they will notice something different. Maybe they speak faster. Maybe they hesitate less. Maybe they worry less before conversations.
And that small change motivates more action.
Yes, success creates momentum. Momentum creates identity. At some point, you stop saying, I am a shy person. You start saying, I am improving. That shift in identity is powerful.
What if someone misses a day? What if they feel too tired?
That's normal. Don't turn one missed day into a failure story. Just restart the next day. Confidence is not about perfection. It's about returning again and again.
So consistency is more important than intensity.
Always. Small, consistent steps are stronger than one big, dramatic action. Remember, we are building something stable, not something temporary.
So let me summarize the routine clearly. One small challenge. Prepare. Adjust your body and breathing. Take action anyway. Reflect on what went well.
Perfect summary. If someone applies this daily, they will not stay at zero for long. They will slowly move forward, and that forward movement changes how they see themselves.
And when you change how you see yourself, the world starts to feel different too.
Before we finish today, I want you to pause for a moment. Think about one area of your life where you feel small. Maybe it's speaking English. Maybe it's sharing your ideas. Maybe it's starting something new. Whatever it is, don't push that feeling away. Look at it calmly.
That can be uncomfortable.
It can, but awareness is powerful. When you stop running from insecurity, you take control of it. Ask yourself one honest question. What is one small action I can take this week? Not next year, not someday, this week.
I like that focus. It makes it real.
Confidence is built in real moments, in ordinary days, not in dramatic events. It grows when you decide to try again, when you speak even though your voice is not perfect, when you apply even though you are not fully ready.
I think many people believe confident people are different, but they're not. They just act more often.
Yes, they feel fear too. They doubt themselves too. The difference is simple. They don't wait for fear to disappear. They move with it.
That's powerful. Moving with fear instead of waiting for it to go away.
And remember this, you are not behind. You are not late. You are not broken. You are learning. Every confident person you admire once felt insecure. The only reason they look strong now is because they didn't stop.
So if you're listening and thinking, I have zero confidence, maybe that's not true. Maybe you just haven't collected enough small wins yet.
Exactly. Start collecting them. One conversation, one question, one brave moment at a time. Confidence is not a gift given to a few people. It is a result built by ordinary people who choose to try again.
And if you take nothing else from today's episode, remember this. You don't need to become fearless. You just need to become willing. Willing to act, willing to learn, and willing to grow. And that willingness is already inside you.